on the food here below, and if we did it right, we should get somewhere along the lines of a couple million instead of 600,000. So 3, 2, 1. Done. 12 million. So there's 12 million stored up. Because my collection rate is, I wish I could have repeated that. Guys, I just pulled 10 million out of that red resource. That's a Greetings, Commanders! Today we're talking about resource collection rate limits. So in the game, you have your 5 resource collecting buildings, right? You've got your electricity, you've got your gas, you got your cash, you got your food, you got your parts. Everyone knows that. Once they fill up to the red, everyone is under the assumption that they are full and they are not producing more, but that is actually not true. So what you want to do is first understand what you're looking at. And what you'll do is you'll click on your resources and it'll tell you what your resource collection rate is. And it says is produces, right above my head there, produces 200,000, 200,000, 196, 197, and 113. Usually it's everything's twice as much as cash. And you could increase those rates, which you can do with the items you get through the, the Mega Slot bonus, or you get these things through just other ways. The daily quest will give you them. But I leave my 24-hour, 8-hour, 3-day. I leave the resource collection rates running all the time, especially if my resources are full. Resource gathering speed over here does not affect it. That's for tiles only, if you were wondering. No, this is only affected by those power-ups, and it directly affects how you increase resource collection rate from your buildings. So a lot of you will notice in my videos, a lot of my resources are always red, and that probably bothers a lot of people. And admittedly, it bothered me for a long time. But the fact is that people don't understand that the resource gathering continues. So this is how we kind of understand it. If you look at information, it says resource production 196 an hour, production upper limit 668. That means when it's red, it will have 668,000. But in reality, it's still collecting. So it says the upper limit, or when it tells you it's ready to collect, is 668, but that really doesn't matter. I don't know if it's just like a visual thing to like continue to get people to click. I don't know. But it says the resource capacity limit is 18,080,000. It is believed as of right now that that's the amount that you can actually store in your resource or in your power station. Now, remember when you get hit by somebody, they can actually steal it right out of your power station, even though you don't see it up here, even though it doesn't display up here. It's in that building. You can't see how much is there. You just assume that there's a lot, because I'll show you in this video. My food is red right here, right by my head. I haven't collected that in I want to say like 4 or 5 days. But I can't collect it because it says if you try to grab it, your resources will be lost. And that's because my resources are full, if you will. So what you want to do in a situation like this is go into Centicon, where it's 0% tax, and you can give it to an ally temporarily, and then your ally could send it back at 0%. So you send all your resources down to 0 to an ally. You click on your resources to gather all the stuff you've been holding for a few days or a week, and then they send it all back. Or if you're like me, I just put it all in Centicon for gas, or cash. Cash is king, baby. That's what we need. So we'll put 30-something million of it up there. We'll just get cash at 2 for 1. That's what we're using lately. Send it off. I lose 3% by paying this. No big deal. And there we go. So now my cash is my food is once again empty. I'm going to go ahead and click on the food here below, and if we did it right, we should get somewhere along the lines of a couple million instead of 600,000. So 3, 2, 1. Done. 12 million. So there's 12 million stored up. Because my collection rate is, I wish I could have repeated that. Guys, I just pulled 10 million out of that red resource. That's a huge thing to know, so don't freak out. Before I go further, if your resource is not red, in other words, like, do you see how my electricity tile here, my electricity collection here is white? It's not full. That means that if my electricity tile over here was full, I wouldn't be over collecting. That was something we learned early on. I haven't retested it lately. But the general rule is fill up to the red and then continue to collect while both your things are in the red, and that's how you continue to gain more. If someone has new information on that, check in the description below or the comments below. Someone will write in if that's still the case, and I'll favorite that comment and upvote it if you guys see it. But as of right now, it's assumed that if it's red on the top, it will continue to gather when it's red below. But if it's not red on the top, it will just cap out at whatever that is, 600,000. So the way you can calculate how fast you get it, and this information comes thanks to our guild bank Duff. He stays on top of this stuff. Basically, you get 201,000 per hour, right? I get electricity 196, 392 per hour, so roughly 200,000. And the resource capacity is 18 million right there. And so all you got to say to yourself is, okay, if it's 200,000 per hour and you could do 18 million, then remember that when you're on enriched, you get that bonus, and then when you have certain R calls, you get the bonus. And I don't remember offhand if that actually factors in this math. Let's double check that real quick. Oh, you know what? That's cash production. Let's see what happens. Yeah, why not? For the sake of this video, let's just check it. 247. So yeah, the Leviathan Hall does show it, and I think it does show the enriched when you're on it too. So we can assume those numbers are true numbers. All right. So I think 18 million is the max upper limit for me. When I divide that by 200,000 per hour, that's 90 hours. Divide that by days. That means that once my resources are red, I can sit there with red resources for almost 4 days. And then after 4 days, I should collect because I can't collect any more on those red resources. But also remember, if you don't have a shield, you'll get hit and they'll steal it too. So I thought that was a cool little tip that a lot of people didn't know about that you should start utilizing now and stop getting mad at me for not knowing what I'm doing. So thanks for watching this video. I hope that helps. And remember, peace is bad for business. War.